Let me conclude this wonderful session panel by making this very simple observation. It's surprisingly difficult to govern your own life, let alone a nation, or heaven forbid, dozens of nations welded together by committees, by subcommittees, by working groups, whose working groups have working groups, and so on and so forth. It's very hard to organize, in general, very heterogeneous groups. And this is the project of the European Union today. This is the modern problem of large political unions in general. Human dignity is something that we should go back, because this is what we are seeing being trespassed every day. Human dignity is not a bureaucratic invention. It's something older than any state. It's older than any constitution. It's as old as our understanding that each human being made in the image and the likeness of God is a center of moral responsibilities. We've heard this evening very many remarks about the importance of the individuals facing the state. But when we talk about sovereignty, we talk not only about the sovereignty of the human being or of the human person, we talk about the sovereignty of the nation vis-a-vis the empire. And these two, the sovereignty of the person and the sovereignty of the nations, are intertwined. A person who cannot govern himself cannot defend his home. A nation that cannot govern itself cannot defend its people. Now, large political structures, as we can learn from the Bible, in particular the book of Genesis chapter, if I'm not mistaken, 9, with the story of the Tower of Babel, large political structures tend over time towards centralization. Not only because their leaders tend to be evil, but because bureaucracy behaves like this. It pulls everything towards itself. And what is lost is, again, the image of the individual, the beauty of the human person, which gets to be treated as an abstraction, which gets to be seen as just mere statistics or as an algorithm. Now, when we see such systems being built, especially today in Europe, we have to call for the restoration of the dignity of the individual. We cannot look at an individual just like an astronomer looks at a star. The individual has more than anonymity. The individual has the right to be someone and not just something. That's the philosophical point I wanted to make at the end of this conference. Human dignity, personal sovereignty, and national sovereignty too are not relics of the past. They are the very foundations of the civilized world. If free people anywhere, not just in Europe, anywhere, wish to remain free for the next 50 years, we must remember that freedom is not the default state of humanity. Dependency is, slavery may be, conformity is, tyranny sadly is, but freedom is something we must fight for, is something we must preserve by courage, responsibility, and by the stubborn insistence that each human being is a miracle, not a mechanism. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the future worth fighting for. A future filled not with hatred, not with rage, but with dignity, wisdom, and a bit of humor. Thank you very much.
My dear. Europe